right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for our next session, which is about accelerating AI app delivery from discovery through deployment with the Microsoft Marketplace. And we're joined by Felipe and Diego, who are going to talk more about that. So,
Thank
go
you.
ahead.
My name is Felipe Ospina. I am a product manager in the Microsoft Marketplace team. I am joined by my colleague Diego Tamburini, and we're here to talk about the Microsoft Marketplace and the value for developers when developing AI applications. So what is the Microsoft Marketplace? In essence, the Marketplace is a catalog of solutions from Microsoft and Microsoft partners that you can find across the Microsoft platform. You will find industry-specific solutions, as well as plugins that work with products like Microsoft Teams and Power BI. And what's unique about the Marketplace is that you will discover these solutions in our digital storefronts, Microsoft App Stores, and Azure Marketplace, as well as in the in-product experiences. So for example, if you're working within the Azure portal, you can access the Microsoft Marketplace directly in the portal. Or if you're working from within, say, Azure AI Foundry, you can access the catalog of models directly in Foundry. And historically, IT users, business teams, and procurement teams have used the Marketplace to derive value, and we've seen tremendous growth in adoption on the Marketplace by developers. And there are several reasons for why that is happening. Firstly, through the Marketplace, you can access a full stack of AI applications, from models and agents, and also SaaS AI-powered solutions from one central source. Through the Marketplace, you can save time deploying directly from Azure with the security and governance that Azure provides. You can connect your data to those AI applications to obtain reliable insights and scale through the AI journey. And you can evaluate solutions accessing reviews from peers directly from the Marketplace to understand what they're saying about those solutions and assess them directly in the experience. If you're thinking of doing a proof of concept or a free trial, you can do so simply with a credit card directly on the Marketplace and deploying in the safety of your Azure environment. And finally, the Marketplace will adapt to how your organization purchases solutions. So for example, if you're purchasing through a commercial agreement with Microsoft, or simply using a credit card, or working with a partner or a system integrator, the Marketplace supports that for you. It helps you simplify invoicing, and it will also help you consolidate all your cloud spend through one single source. Now, we recently commissioned a study from GigaOM to understand the impact the Marketplace is giving developers on driving AI development. And what we found from this study is a considerable reduction in the time in the integration for taking from prototype to production. So for example, between integration, configuration, and access management, you can get up to 80% reduction in those times. And also a considerable reduction in the time to value, because through the Marketplace, you're not having to customize things and do a lot of custom work. You can obtain the building blocks that will lead you to develop those AI applications more efficiently and more quickly. And also considerable reductions in the time it takes to onboard those solutions. From up to 6 months, you can reduce that time to even days when compared on doing the same process outside of the Marketplace. Before I hand it over to Diego, I just wanted to showcase some of the AI tools and the solutions available in the catalog. Here, you will find solutions from Microsoft's own AI stack, and also services like Azure OpenAI, but also solutions from the leading AI companies in the world. So whether you need to clean, prepare, or access data, or using a catalog of LLMs, the Marketplace has that catalog available for you. I'll hand it over to Diego for a quick demo on a scenario using the Marketplace to develop and deploy an AI solution. Diego?
Thank you, Felipe. And hello, everyone. So I wanted to run to a couple of quick demos where I'm going to play the role of a developer who's developing an AI solution. And the main takeaway of these two demos is not as much about the code, the AI code, but mainly how seamless the developer experience is to bring the building blocks or the services that I need to develop my AI solution from the marketplace. So the first demo that I'm going to show is about querying a serverless LLM. And this LLM I'm going to purchase through the marketplace in the Azure AI Foundry experience. So I'm going to show how a little Python client gets the prompt from the user, some prompt like if you were chatting with Copilot or ChatGPT, and relays that prompt to a model, an LLM from Cohere in this case, which I'm going to purchase and subscribe through from the Azure Marketplace experience within Azure AI Foundry. And then just a regular pattern, the response is sent to the client, and I send the client to the user. So a natural point of a starting point is assuming that I'm a developer and I'm working in VS Code and I know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about where to get the LLMs. I don't know about Azure AI Foundry. I just know that I want to develop an application and I need an LLM. And I want to be flexible because in the future, I may want to fine tune the LLM or even deploy it in my environment. And one important thing is that I don't want to deal with the deployment or the maintenance of any infrastructure to write my code. So within VS Code, I ask GitHub Copilot, what do you recommend? And Copilot recommends, hey, you should look at Azure AI Foundry. It has a great catalog of LLMs, and you can find your LLM there. Okay, that's great. How do I do this? I don't know what you're talking about. And Copilot will tell me, okay, go to the Azure portal and find Azure AI Foundry, and then that will take you to the model catalog. Okay, now I know what to do, right? So I do just that. I go to my Azure portal. I look for Azure AI Foundry, and now I'm in the model catalog. So this is basically where I go shop for LLMs. I do some filters. I know that I want a serverless API, like I mentioned. I don't want to deploy anything. And I do some further filtering. I want to do chat completion, and I heard great things about Cohere. I want an LLM from Cohere. So basically, I filter and I research the model that I want, and let's say that I settle on this one, Cohere Command R08 2024. Okay, this is the model that I want to use. I look at the price, and I say, I want this. I want to deploy this LLM. And here's the important point that I want to highlight. Mind you, we are inside Azure AI Foundry, and now I'm seamlessly going to the marketplace. This window comes from Azure Marketplace, and it will allow me to subscribe and deploy the model without leaving the product, in this case, the product being Azure AI Foundry. So I look at the pricing, and I say, yep, this is what I want, and I deploy it. So once the model is deployed, I get an endpoint and an Azure and an API key, which is precisely what I need to do to code against the model. So switching back to my VS Code, I'm coding in Python. I enter the API key that I just got from Cohere, and I'm writing AI code, right? I already, notice how quickly I'm up and running with Cohere. The voice. No, notice how quickly I'm. Can you fix the audio? How quickly I'm up and running in Cohere. I subscribe to it, and now I can start using it. So in this utility, function, I basically get the endpoint, the API key from the environment, and I basically query create a query to the LLM, and I get I create a prompt. In this case, explain quantum computing in simple terms. But you can imagine that a user could pass this on. And I basically, with the utility function, I call the endpoint, and I get a response. So if we see this code in action, it just does what it was expected. It sent what is quantum computing to the LLM in Cohere LLM that I just subscribed to, and I got the response back. So this is a rather trivial example, but it shows the point that I wanted to come across. The takeaway is how easy it was for me to subscribe and deploy the LLM straight from the marketplace. That's the main takeaway. So the second demo kind of builds on that. I'm going to show something similar, but instead of getting the LLM this time, I'm going to show you how I get a vector database also from the marketplace to do some retrieval augmented generation. So the scenario in this case is the client is going to get a prompt, but the prompt is specific to company data. It's not something that the LLM will be trained on. So I need to do some retrieval augmented generation. So the pattern usually goes that you query the vector database, and I'm going to get this vector database from the marketplace too. And you'll see how easy that will be. And this is where my company data will be stored. In this example, we are using manufacturing data, as you will see shortly. The vector database returns this context information to the client, and now the scenario is like the previous one, with the difference that instead of just a simple prompt, I'm augmenting that prompt with company-specific information, and the model now knows how to respond, and we send the information back to the user. So this time around, I'm not going to ask Copilot. I know what I want. I know that I want the vector database from Pinecode. I've used it in the past. It's a very popular vector database for AI development. So I go straight into Marketplace, and I look for Pinecone. I look at the pricing, and I subscribe to it. And just like we did with the Cohere model, I get an API key. And that's all I need to go into my code, an API key. And this is the information that we're going to store into the vector database. It's information about machines and widgets and failure rates. And we're going to ask a question about that information. So in my main block, I initialize the Pinecone database. And again, notice, I'm already using a vector database that in a few clicks, I subscribe through the marketplace. That's, again, the point I want to drive home. So I'm up and running with Pinecone. I ask the question to Pinecone. Pinecone retrieves the context, which I then use to build my prompt. So this prompt has a question, and then and then context from the vector database. And basically, I'm up and running, ready to run the demo. So this is where the client is asking Pinecode for information. What product has the highest defect rate? And this is the retrieve context from the vector database. And now I'm adding that context, and I'm asking to the LLM, and I'm getting the response. Widget C had the highest defect rate of 125 in this date. So I know I flew through the code. I'm going to give you the QR to look at the code if you're interested. But what I wanted to highlight with these two demos is the fact that I very easily subscribe to a serverless LLM, Cohere, from the marketplace, and subscribe to Pinecode, a vector database, also from the marketplace, creating a very seamless development experience for me to do my AI code. So with that, thank you very much. Please go to the session evals. Your feedback is useful for me and Felipe. And here's a QR with that takes you to the repo where the code is there for you to peruse or reuse and look at it. But thank you very much and have a good rest of the day.